in Salt Lake City. Folks, welcome on into your Inter Miami Radio Network. I am the voice of the Inter Miami Herons, Mike Rizzo. With me is my OG on-site producer, Oscar Gonzalez. And back at the ranch, holding things down, we got Kate Chumsland. We got a good one for you tonight, folks. We have two teams that are unbeaten in their last 6 or more games. Our Inter Miami Herons in the MLS are unbeaten in their last 7 MLS games. On the year, 4 wins, 3 draws, and 1 loss. For Salt Lake, unbeaten in 6 and undefeated at home. So Inter Miami has their work cut out as Salt Lake undefeated on their home turf. They got 5 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss. New gaffer Guillermo Hoyos, and folks, once again, Javier Mascherano, our old gaffer and head coach, resigning about a week and a half ago now. New gaffer Guillermo Hoyos and Lionel Messi led our Herons to a victory at Mile High Stadium in Denver, 3-2, and Lionel Messi doing Lionel Messi things, scoring a brace and the game-winning goal in the 79th minute. Now, new gaffer Hoyos compared him to a genie. He said the lamp was rubbed, and out comes that goal that only he can score. So Guillermo Hoyos referring Lionel Messi to a magician. We have our starting lineups. Lionel Messi is in the starting 11. And believe it or not, for the first time in my Inter Miami career, Inter Miami is going with 3 defenders at the back. A 3-4-3 for Inter Miami in the fixture. Gonzalo Luan, Mikael, and Maxi Falcone are the center backs. The 4 midfielders, Facundo Mora, Rodrigo De Paul, Telasco Segovia, Noah Allen, and the 3 attackers up top, Lionel Messi, Tadio Allende, and Herman Berterame. Let's flip it on over to Real. 5 at the back. Candy bar the door. For Real Salt Lake, they have 5 defenders tonight. Alexandro Katrinas, Lucas Engel, Justin Glad, DeAndre Yedlin, who Inter Miami fans know well. 82 appearances Yedlin had for Inter Miami. He was recently with FC Cincinnati before Salt Lake. And then Xavier Gozo. Those are the 5 defenders. As far as the midfielders, a couple of them going to be playing attackers. Diego Luna, one of my favorite players in the MLS, Diego Luna, the United States men's national team man who we're going to see on the roster in North America's World Cup coming up this summer. He's going to be coming off the left side. Stidgen Spearings, Justin Glad, Noel Kaliskin, and then Guy Laveau, who recently was acquired from Lens. Lens is the French league. Good player, bought for £5 million in the offseason. So Guy Laveau going to be a problem for Real. Real Salt Lake heading into this game has scored multiple goals in 6 straight matches. We're just getting the party started on your Inter Miami Radio Network. I am remiss to say Sergei Solins is the striker who has 5 league goals for Real Salt Lake. So Solins, Luna, and Guy Lagui are going to be the guys that are going to be attacking for Salt Lake. Let's take our time out on our Inter Miami Radio Network. Kickoff next.
For 40 years, Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath has stood up for clients in South Florida communities. If you've been injured, their experienced attorneys across South Florida are ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients. There's no cost for a case evaluation and no fee unless they win. Visit foryourrights.com. That's foryourrights.com. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath. Proud supporters of Inter Miami FC on ESPN South Florida. Main office in Palm Beach Gardens.
If you want to learn how to fan the football way, ask the fans with a Modelo. Only they know how to celebrate with strangers as if they were lifelong friends. To lose their voice for weeks after chanting for 90 minutes. They are always ready to teach you the ways of football, because to them, passion is meant to be shared. So go ahead, ask the fans with a Modelo.
Technology is everywhere, and someone has to keep it all connected. Train for an in-demand career through the Low Voltage Technician Career Certificate at Palm Beach State College. In just 27 weeks by day or 42 weeks at night, you'll gain hands-on training installing security, audio-visual, data, and communication systems for smart homes and businesses. Financial aid is available for those who qualify. Wire your future for success at Palm Beach State College. Visit pbsc.edu and search info to learn more and attend a free hands-on information session. transaction.
Today's tax tip is brought to you by Anshin Accountants and Advisors with Robert Gilman, partner and leader of Anshin's Real Estate Group.
Under the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, 100% bonus depreciation has been permanently reinstated. Real estate businesses are now able to immediately expense the full cost of qualifying property. Even projects with millions in improvements can benefit from first-year expensing without any spending cap. At Anshin, a partner-owned firm since 1923, we strategically guide real estate businesses through these legislative changes to help them develop a long-term investment strategy and boost cash flow. If you're a real estate professional looking to enhance profitability and minimize tax liabilities, let Anshin deliver value where others can't.
For more tax tips from Anshin, visit Anshin.com. That's ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, helping you recalculate what's possible.
Being a homeowner like me means knowing who to call. For power, you called an electrician. Pipes, a plumber. And for better water, you call Culligan. They've been improving water for 90 years, with local experts handling everything from water softening to filtration, using the world's most efficient systems. Culligan, the one partner you can trust for everything your water touches. Schedule your free water test today at Culligan.com, serving all of South Florida.
Hey, Culligan man!
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
The pink smoke is in the air. Inter Miami Soccer is on ESPN 106.3. Now let's get to the pitch. Here's Mike Rizzo.
Almost ready to kick things off at America First Field here in Salt Lake. And folks, this is your Inter Miami pregame show, and it's brought to you by your local South Florida Audi dealer. We all know the feeling. A change of plans, an unexpected curve, and a new opportunity. Folks, instead of overthinking it, what if you just said yes? And you could say yes with the all-new Audi Q3. It's made for the yes life with the power and room for whatever pops up in your life. Say yes to adventure, escape, and a right now. That's the all-new Audi Q3 made for the S-Life. You can learn more at AudiUSA.com. Folks, Audi is the official premium and electric car partner of Inter Miami football and IMCF. Starting lineups are out, and once again, the Herons are going with a 3 defensive set at the back. 3 at the back for Inter Miami tonight. Gonzalo Luan, Maxi Falcone, and Mikael. 4 midfielders and Facundo Mora, Rodrigo De Paul, Talasco Segovia, Noah Allen, and the 3 attackers up top. Lionel Messi, Tadio Allende, and Herman Berterame. And believe it or not, folks, Berterame will be coming off of the wing tonight. It is listed that Tadio Allende is the striker. And that's interesting because Berterame has been the striker the last 2 games, and he has scored for Inter Miami the last 2 games. I mentioned Inter Miami unbeaten in their last 7 MLS games. A lot of them draws, a lot of draws in the mix. But Inter Miami is the best road team in the MLS. Listen to these road results. Wins at New York, wins at Orlando, wins at DC, and wins in Colorado. It is 4 road wins, by far the best in the MLS. And obviously the lone loss was that 3-0 loss to LAFC. Denny Buanga, Heung-Min Son, and Davi Martinez and company in the first game of the season at the Coliseum. in Los Angeles. That seems like eons ago on our Inter Miami radio network. And then I mentioned for Salt Lake, they are unbeaten in their last 6. They are undefeated in their 4 home games. So it's the best home team in the MLS in Real versus the best away team with Inter Miami coming up tonight. Now, a couple of players to look out for, as I've mentioned, for Real Salt Lake. Sergei Solins. He's got 5 league goals in 7 games. And my favorite, one of my favorites in the MLS, folks, Diego Luna, who I am looking forward to seeing wearing red, white, and blue coming up in the World Cup. Salt Lake has scored multiple goals in 6 straight matches. As I've mentioned, undefeated in the 4 home matches they have played. And if you remember last season, they were a playoff team, and they lost in the first round, that 8-9 game. They lost to Portland in that game. But in the offseason, Salt Lake spent $10 million. That was among the league leaders in the MLS. Obviously, our Inter Miami Herons spent the most. That's what happens when you win an MLS Cup and have a spoil of riches like our Herons. But Real Salt Lake certainly wanted to make it clear that they wanted to compete in the Western Conference. And earlier on our Inter Miami radio network, during my show, Pink Smoke, we talked to Dunny from Apple TV, who it is one of the top analysts for world football on the American side in the world. And he said he expects Real Salt Lake to be a top 4 team on that Western Conference tables. Tonight, the win probability is favoring Real Salt Lake, believe it or not. 46% of people believe Real Salt Lake will beat our Inter Miami Herons. Inter Miami sitting at 30.7, 23% predicting a draw. But we are moments away from getting things kicked off here in Salt Lake. Once again, your starting lineup for our Herons: Luan, Falcone, Mikael, Mora, DePaul, Segovia, and Allen, and the 3 attackers, Messi, Allende, and Berterame. Berterame in form. He is in form with 2 goals. He was on a 007, no goals, no assists to start the season, but he has turned that around the last 2 games. This is Guillermo Hoyos' 2nd game as Inter Miami gaffer, fresh off of calling Lionel Messi a genie. Once again, Hoyos on Messi and the game-winning goal and the 2 goals scored against Colorado. The lamp was rubbed, and out comes that goal that only Messi can score. We are hoping for, I quote, more sorcery. Will we see more sorcery from Lionel Messi tonight? And we are underway, kicked off here in Salt Lake. Once again, this is your Inter Miami Radio Network. Mike Rizzo on the call. My OG on-site producer, Oscar Gonzalez, to my right. And back at the City Place Studios in downtown West Palm Beach is my good friend, Kate Chumslin. Immediately kicked off and goes out of bounds on the near side touchline. Facundo Mora will throw it in for our Herons. DePaul plays it quickly back to Mora, and that is played by the fullback for Salt Lake, Alexandros Katrinas. And now Mikael has it on the other side of the field. Inter Miami is going to recycle to Falcone. But Salt Lake, 16 points on the table. They have more points than Inter Miami, but that Western Conference table just so jam-packed. They are 5th in the sixth in the Western Conference with 16 points. Put things in perspective, Inter Miami in 2nd with 15. Teams feeling each other out right now in goal. Cabral for Real Salt Lake, barking his orders, trying to get it to an open man. We are officially 1 minute played in the first half. With it now is Kalixin, and he finds Luna. Luna with a nifty pass. Well, that's turned over. Falcone will boot it out of bounds, and Salt Lake has their first throw-in of the game. You know, the ownership group and management for Real Salt Lake, they had an important message in the offseason. They want to compete. They want the kind of player that they could compete in that Western Conference in an MLS trophy. Once again, $10 million spent. $10 million spent in the offseason for Salt Lake. That is top among MLS teams. Salt Lake probing out of the defense with the goalkeeper, Cabral. And now a long through ball. It's played in. Look out. And hopefully and thankfully, Dane St. Clair able to grab that. On the run was Gouleveau, the new signing from Lens this offseason. Miami now has it on the far side touchline. A turnover, but a foul. I should mention the referee tonight, Pierre-Luc Lossier, the Frenchman. And that's going to be a free kick for Inter Miami. That one goes against Diego Luna. No card given. Too early in the stage for all that. Playing it off the touches, Noah Allen. Now to Mikael. Here's Maxi Falcone right outside of the penalty arc. Near side touchline to Mora. Presses on. Now Lionel Messi has it. Back to Mora. Centralized to Segovia. Now Messi. Two-man, two-ball. Messi and Segovia. Messi cuts inside. Now he'll play it back to the defense. That press is suffocating right now by Salt Lake. DePaul with a nifty pass. Gets it to Allende. Allende then tries to switch his fields, but a bad turnover. Salt Lake in a dangerous spot. Thankfully, our Herons able to recover. A couple of the attackers had to come to the defense, like Herman Berterame. Salt Lake has it now in Inter Miami territory. Near side touchline is Gozo. Now they'll play it back to Spearings. Now far side touchline to Guillogi. He's got it. Makes a move, nifty move, blows by a defender, gets it to Gozo, cross-in shot, just left! A header by Solins, the striker, a whisker left. Salt Lake with an early opportunity, but unable to take advantage. It was a good ball to Gozo from Yelding. Gozo blew by Noah Allen, crossed it right in and put it on a header to Solins. Thankfully, Solins missed left. Dane St. Clair was beat. Luan beat. And now Inter Miami will try to grab the momentum back with Messi. Messi immediately dispossessed. Thankfully, Moore is there on the near side touchline. Press still on. Inter Miami struggling with the press. Guillogi with it. Shot right at St. Clair. Rebound. Goal. Salt Lake is in. 4th minute. They take the lead. That's Morgan Guillogi with the goal. And Salt Lake goes up 1-0. And I think this one could be coming off the board on a possible offsides. Trying to gather information, but apparently that is Katranis in an illegal position who touched the ball before Guillogi knocked it in, and our Herons are going to catch a break. That is offsides, my friend. So Inter Miami will catch a break here. Once again, if you're just joining us, your Inter Miami Radio Network, Real Salt Lake and Morgan Guillogi appeared to score a goal, but Dane St. Clair initially stopped the first attempt, and then Sergi Solins touched it. He was in an illegal position. The ball ended up with Guillogi, offsides. So VAR has decided in the 4th minute, offsides, and it's still 0-0 here in the first half. Wow. Inter Miami resumes play with Lionel Messi, near side touchline. Messi gets it to DePaul. DePaul with acres of space, plays it back to Messi. Messi, near side touchline with plenty of options. He cuts in. He goes back. Stick. Noah Allen shot just right. A diving attempt by the goalkeeper Cabral. And sadly, Noah Allen couldn't get that on target. But Lionel Messi creating the first opportunity of the game. A nice back stick pass to Noah Allen. A little off target. Goal kick for Salt Lake. Welcome to the 7th minute. 7 minutes have gone by in the first half. 0-0 Inter Miami and Real Salt Lake. A battle between the best away team in Inter Miami and the best home team in Real Salt Lake. Played up, looking for that near side touch, far side touchline to Gozo. Ball cleared by Inter Miami. Can the Herons recover? Guillogi ends up with it with Salt Lake, and they go right back to him. Near side touchline with space. Morgan Gilagi. Now they'll lay it up to the midfielders. Now back to Gilagi near side touchline, and that ball rolls out of bounds. Going to be a throw-in for Inter Miami. Pablo Mastroeni, the head coach for Real Salt Lake, made it clear that he wanted this team to compete this year. Wanted to get in some big-time transfers and to go for a real run in the Western Conference and the MLS playoffs. Throw-in is in. Allende dispossessed, but thankfully Salt Lake boots it out of bounds. 16 points through 7 games is the best start in 16 years of this club's history for Real Salt Lake. Been a surprise team in this Western Conference. As Inter Miami throws it in and immediately turns it over. On the ball is Gozo. Now Yeldon. Now recycling with the defense with Glad. Right at midfield is Kaliskin. Salt Lake probing. Ball near side touchline. Now back to the defense. 8:30, 8.5 minutes have been played in this first half. Inter Miami slaps on a press. They force the ball deep in Real's box. Near side touchline, a big pass forward. Is Solon's going to get home on it? Tries to make a move. Stonewalled is Falcone. Good defense by Falcone. Inter Miami on it. Here is Allende. Allende cuts in. Here's Messi. Messi plays it to Segovia. Segovia with space and options. Plays it to Allen. Allen, good move. Gets to the box. Pass in. And that one deflected away by the center back Glad for Salt Lake. Dangerous spot. Noah Allen now the second time. Allen has put some pretty good balls into that box. It was the header and then that grounder pass that almost got through to Bertarame and Allende. 9 minutes, 0-0 Inter Miami and Salt Lake. Inter Miami has it. Far side touchline, Allen and Mikael. 2-man-2 ball. Luna pressing. They'll play it back to St. Clair. Here is Falcone. Back to St. Clair. Solon's tracking St. Clair. And he finds Mikael. Allen cuts in. Nice move. Now he retreats back to that far side touchline. Here's a pass to DePaul. DePaul inching closer to midfield, and he gets it to Messi. Messi with space. Moore running with him on the right. Messi cuts in. Left foot. Shot blocked by Glad. Here's DePaul. Far side touchline. Right outside of the box is now Noah Allen. Allen, is he going to cross it in? He decides to play it to Segovia. Segovia cuts in. Now DePaul. Inter Miami probing outside of Salt Lake's box. Messi turns. Dispossessed. Now Luan. Inter Miami will reset to their defense in Mikael. Segovia. Press still on for Salt Lake. They're gonna press all game. They'll bring on fresh bodies to do it as well. But Inter Miami has retreated now to the midfield circle and DePaul. Messi, big swing pass, big switch pass to Bertarame. Bertarame gets a foot on it, and that ball rolls out of bounds looking for Noah Allen. But Pierre-Luc Lossier blows his whistle. Foul. Going to be a free kick for Salt Lake. But Messi had a real opportunity. He cut in, and getting a big body on it was Justin Glad, the veteran center back for Real Madrid. Excuse me. I knew I was going to do that. Real Salt Lake. Got Champions League on my mind, where Madrid crashed down. In 11 minutes, Salt Lake will throw it in. Far side touchline. They get it back to their goalkeeper in Cabral. Cabral went to that near side touchline. No one home. Inter Miami with a throw-in Salt Lake territory. Mentioned Guillermo Hoyos' second game in command for Inter Miami. The first game was a victory, with Lionel Messi being compared to a genie, according to the gaffer. The lamp was rubbed as no magic there. As Mora and Allende not on the same page. That goes out of bounds. Quick throw in by Salt Lake. Now Inter Miami's turn to press a bit. Messi tracking Glad. Glad in trouble. And they'll go back to his goalkeeper in Cabral. Mentioned that Salt Lake They like to score. Multiple goals in 6 straight matches for Salt Lake. Salt Lake tried playing up to their striker Solons. Ball won by Falcone, now played to St. Clair. Here's Mikael, far side touchline. Inter Miami trying to get it back on the other side of the pitch with Noah Allen. That ball rolls out of bounds. Going to be a throw-in for Salt Lake on the far side touchline. Throwing it in is the fullback Gozo. Now here's Glad. Kaliskin right at the midfield circle. Glad again. Defenders up for Salt Lake. Far side touchline, Gozo, now Luna. 3-man 3 ball with Gozo, Luna, and Yedlin. Once again, Yedlin, former Inter Miami Heron, over 80 appearances for Yedlin with our Herons. 2022 to 2024. Cabral now with it. Deep outside of his box. Now Inter Miami presses. Can they get home? They win the ball with Segovia. Segovia, near side touchline to Mura. Mura with a lot of space. Makes his way to the box. Cross in. Messi. Far stick. Back stick. Messi crosses it back in. Nobody home. And now Guy Lavogie clears. Can Inter Miami get back on it? And a foul. Whistle blown by head referee Pierre-Luc Lossier. We're going to have a free kick near midfield. But Mura found an open Lionel Messi on his back stick. Messi went back to the other back stick, and nobody was home. And I'm at your mercy. It was a foul on Salt Lake. So Rodrigo DePaul standing over a free kick. 14 minutes gone by. 14 minutes gone by. 0-0 Real Salt Lake and our Inter Miami Herons. This is your Inter Miami Radio Network. Mike Rizzo on the call. My OG on-site producer, Oscar Gonzalez, to my right. Kate Chumsland back at the City Place Studios in downtown West Palm Beach. Far side touchline, Segovia. He centralizes it to DePaul. DePaul with space. Finds Segovia again. Segovia in the box. Allende getting it home. And he doesn't. That ball grabbed in the air by Cabral. Good pass by DePaul. Looking for Allende. Allende tried to get her big right boot on it. But Cabral grabs it in midair. Ball actually did hit the ground. Allende kicked up, got air as Cabral boxed him out. Big clearance by Cabral. He boots it out of bounds on the far side touchline. Noah Allen with a throw in Inter Miami territory. They'll play it to their box and their goalkeeper, Dane St. Clair. Our Herons have had a couple of opportunities. The best one so far, a Noah Allen back stick pass that almost turned into a header goal, but Allen was a whisker to the right. Guy Lavogie boots that out of bounds. Luan throwing it in near side touchline. Mora trying to do a nifty over-the-top pass. It's intercepted, and now the goalkeeper Cabral has it, and Pierre-Luc Lossier calls a foul. Going to be a free kick on the near side touchline for Salt Lake. 15 minutes gone by, 0-0 Inter Miami and Salt Lake. A goal disallowed for Salt Lake in the 4th minute. Morgan Guy Lavogie appeared to be in, but Sergei Solons was in an offsides position when he touched the ball off of a rebound and a block by Dane St. Clair. Since he touched it, Guy Lavogie received it, but since Solons touched it, the goal was disallowed. The defenders up with the Inter Miami attack. At midfield is Luan, now Falcone. DePaul. Near side touchline, Mora. Falcone again in Inter Miami territory. Inching closer to midfield. Falcone, deep through ball, looking for Allende. Smart play by Junque, the center back. Once again, 5 at the back. Technically, with how this formation has been played, it looks more like a 3 at the back. But 5 defenders on the field for Salt Lake. Salt Lake in a dangerous position now. Dangerous, the most dangerous they've looked since that 4th minute. Here's Luna. Diego Luna will play it back to Spearings. Spearings to Gozo. Gozo, far side touchline. Will centralize it back to Spearings. And a turnover. Our Herons are on it. Here's Segovia. Can they get it up the field? And they do. Allende. Morris streaking. Allende slowed up, plays it to Messi. Messi back to Allende, and Allende was trying to do a nifty pass to DePaul. No one home. Turnover. Salt Lake right at midfield. Here's Solons. Back to Spearings. Now Guy Lavogie. Guy Lavogie with a nice pass. Is Solons going to get there? Smart play by Mikael. Mikael intercepts it for the Herons. And he has it on the near side touchline. They'll play it back to their goalkeeper in Inter Miami's box with Dane St. Clair. Boo Birds are out in Salt Lake. Noah Allen, far side touchline. Looking up to Bertarame. Bertarame taking the ground and a foul. Pierre-Luc Lossier calling a foul. Is this going to be a card? And it's not, but a firm talking to by head referee Pierre-Luc Lossier. Trying to get you a number on the foul. And that was the former Inter Miami Heron Yedlin on Bertarame. Diego Luna wanted an offsides. Yedlin and Luna not happy with that call. But it's a free kick for Inter Miami on the far side touchline in the 18th minute. 0-0 Inter Miami at Salt Lake. DePaul turns it over again. Guy Lavogie with space to Diego Luna. Luna cuts inside. Now Guy Lavogie will lay it up. Pitter-patter around the boxes, Salt Lake, but instead of turnover, our Herons got their form defensively. Here's Bertarame to Segovia. Segovia inching closer to midfield. He finds Lionel Messi. Messi crosses midfield and has space. He's got Mora on the outside line. He's looking for Allende instead, and that ball grasped by the goalkeeper, Cabral. He had two options in Allende and Mora. He went to the striker, but Allende unable to get there, and fouls and bodies all over the field as Pierre-Luc Lossier blows his whistle. And now it's Inter Miami's turn for a stern talking to by head referee Pierre-Luc Lossier. On the ground, holding his leg is Solons. Sergei Solons on the ground. But it was initial foul, I think, on Luan. Maxi Falcone roundhouse Solons to the ground. But Inter Miami luckily just getting a warning. No bookings or citations for the Herons as Falcone and Solons hug it out in the 20th minute. Welcome to the 20th minute. Real Salt Lake and Inter Miami 0-0. Our Herons tied with Salt Lake. A goal was disallowed in the 4th minute for Salt Lake as Sergei Solons touched the ball in an illegal position, which led to a Morgan Guy Lavogie goal. Inter Miami leading the possession battle 51-49. But folks, this game split right down the middle. Two great teams on a beautiful Wednesday night in Salt Lake as Noah Allen grabbing Gozo, and we have a foul, or rather, excuse me, an offsides. The grabbing wasn't the issue. It was that Gozo was in an illegal position and touching the ball. Inter Miami second in the MLS when it comes to possession. As we know, our Herons like to have possession and create on their own. Allen with space, far side touchline, right after play resumed. Messi has it. Now to DePaul, back to Messi. 2-man 2-ball, Messi and DePaul. Now Segovia, inching closer to that far side touchline box. Now he centralizes to Messi. Messi with a turnover, looking for DePaul, but ball one. Back to DePaul. DePaul with space. To Mora, and Mora crosses an edge shot, header, and another shot by Messi, but no goal. It was a header by Allende. Now Messi has it back in the box. Shot blocked. And now Salt Lake's on it. Crazy action of play for our Herons. But Salt Lake's back on it. Quickly, Allende had a header. Blocked. Messi ended up with it. Shot blocked. Messi ended up with it again, and another block. 3 blocks on 3 shots for our Herons in the 20th minute. Still 0-0 in Salt Lake. Cabral has Solons on the far side touchline. Sergei Solons with space. He plays it to Luna. Luna with an opportunity. Here's Morgan Guillegui. Plays it back to the box and deflected by Mora. Mora running to it. Now he goes to the ground. And that's going to be a foul on Catranis. But a crazy action of play Allende tried to head it in. It ended up on Messi's boot. Messi tried to score. It was a good save by Cabral, and he ended up with it again. And he couldn't score again. But Bertarame now streaking. Can he get there? Ball stopped by Cabral. This is end-to-end stuff, chance after chance. Cabral, the goalkeeper, screaming, pleading with his defense. But Inter Miami's attack has been impressive. Can it be fruitful? It was one of the crazier sequences we had on our Inter Miami radio network in that box. Best I could call it is a scrum, as Messi had two opportunities, but a big-time save by Cabral, and Messi almost closed down Cabral. But now Luna plays Guy Legui. Guy Legui is in. Like I said, end-to-end stuff, chance after chance. It's Salt Lake's turn with Guy Legui, and it hits the referee, Pierre Lossier, and it's going to be a free kick. So Guy Legui was trying to centralize it back to Kaliskin and/or Luna, but it hit head referee Pierre Lossier. But Bertarame, he was in on goal. He was defended tightly by Yedlin. He went to ground, and Bertarame tried playing it off like it should have been a penalty. But Lossier, the head referee, said, no, sir, play on. Real resumes play and immediately turns it over, but our Herons get it and they turn it over. Luna, he turns it over to Segovia. And Inter Miami will reset with defenders. Now DePaul with space, screaming to the midfield stripe. DePaul's past it. In Salt Lake territory is Lionel Messi. DePaul again. DePaul back to Messi. Messi being closed down, but he finds Allende, and then Allende turns it over, and now we have a foul on Lionel Messi. Pierre-Luc Lossier is giving that whistle a workout. No cards, no bookings, but a foul on the great one, as Morgan Guilavogi went to ground. It'll be a free kick for Salt Lake. 25 minutes, welcome to the 25th minute in the first half. 0-0 Inter Miami and Real Salt Lake. Play resumed. Glad to Luna. Back to Glad. Salt Lake now slowing it down. Like I said, from the 20th minute to about the 24th minute, end-to-end stuff. Inter Miami had chances. Salt Lake had chances. That scrum in the box was one of the crazier plays of the season, but it wasn't fruitful for our Herons, as a good header by Noah Allen to deny a long through ball, but now Salt Lake's on it. Diego Luna with space. Luna plays near side touchline. And now we have a foul. It's going to go against Luna and Luan are getting into it. Luna gets right in the face of Gonzalo Luan. I mentioned Diego Luna. I'm a fan favorite of his. But they called a foul on Luna, and Rodrigo de Paul is asking for a card. And now Pierre-Luc Lossier, head referee, wants to talk to Luan and Luna. Luna explaining his situation, Luan explaining it. It's like when you get, you get in trouble at recess when you're a young lad. No, it's his fault. No, it was his fault. Some banter chants coming out here with words I can't say from the Salt Lake crowd. But Diego Luna, one of the more fun players in the league, and future, I hope at least, United States men's national team player in this North American World Cup. All right, play resumed. Here is Luan, 26th minute, 0-0. Near side touchline, Rodrigo de Paul with a ton of space. Can this bear fruit? De Paul plays Mora. Mora with space as well. Crosses it into the box. Nobody home. And a good clearance there. Coming all the way back was Solins, the striker. I think Mora's got to be better there, personally. But he has been getting in dangerous positions and open on that near side touchline flank. Once again, Inter Miami, 3 defenders at the back. If you're just joining us, Inter Miami's formation, 3-4-3 tonight. First time I've ever seen Inter Miami play 3 at the back. Here is Segovia. He crosses midfield Finds Messi. Messi, nifty one pass to Mora. Mora has it again with space. Can Mora bear fruit? Shot! Or what looked like a cross, and it goes out of bounds. Messi annoyed, as he should. It needed to be better. So that's the second straight time Facundo Mora, dangerous positions, and it bears no fruit, no shots on target. Guillermo Hoyos, new gaffer, not happy as well in the 27th minute. Got to be better. Far side touchline throw in for Salt Lake. Gozo will take it. Here's Guy Lavogie, excuse me. And now Inter Miami has it. Here's Mora to DePaul. DePaul in Salt Lake territory, acres of space. DePaul takes on a shot, blocked. Mora has it again and blocked again. So Facundo Mora struggling a bit, having a stinker in this first half, but plenty of time to turn it around. Falcone up with the attack. Same with Mikael. Inter Miami in an uber attack formation right now. Far side touchline to Allen. Now to Segovia. Segovia cuts in, finds Messi. Messi closed down, but he gets it off to Bertrame. Messi goes to ground, no whistle. As now can Salt Lake get on the counter. Falcone trying to boot it away. He's still going, Maxi Falcone. Great effort by Maxi as Mikael claps him off and Inter Miami escapes a counterattack. Good job there by Maxi. Now Luan. Segovia trying to get to that midfield stripe. Now DePaul. DePaul past midfield, gets it to Messi. Messi with space. He cuts in. He plays it to Mora. Mora crosses it in. Can Bertrame get on it? He can't. Ball won by Inter. Messi cuts in to DePaul. Back to Messi. Cleared away by Salt Lake. Luna passes it back. Yedlin kicks it into the air. Ball still in Salt Lake's box. Luan tries to get it now. Glad clears, but Falcone on it. We're playing ping pong, folks. No one wants the ball. DePaul now has it. Here's Segovia right in the middle of the pitch. Telasco cuts in. Penalty arc, Messi. Messi tries getting into Bertrame. Turnover. The Salt Lake crowd wants a foul, and they'll get one. Back and forth, back and forth. Who wants the ball? But a free kick coming up for Salt Lake. 30th minute. Welcome to the 30th minute. 0-0, Real Salt Lake and our Herons. Real Salt Lake unbeaten in their last 6 MLS matches. Our Inter Miami Herons unbeaten in their last 7. Inter Miami's the best road team, 4 road victories in the MLS. Real Salt Lake has won every single home fixture. They're 4-0 at home. Battle of the best home team and away team. Luna gets it to Solins, but intercepted by Allen. Good defense by Noah Allen. DePaul plays it up. Allende. Now Mora. Mora, near side touchline. Right on that midfield stripe. Now he goes all the way back to Luan. 31 minutes. DePaul cuts in with space. Rodrigo to Segovia. Inter Miami probing. Diving slide tackle by Spearings, but Inter Miami back on it. Our Herons dominating possession. Messi to DePaul. DePaul with space. Inching closer to the box of Salt Lake. Near side touchline again to Mora. Now to DePaul. Now Inter probing. Luan to Segovia. Mikael, far side touchline. Allen. Inter Miami slow playing this as they'll go back to the goalkeeper and Dane St. Clair. In Salt Lake territory, Boo Birds are out. Sold out crowd, 21,000 strong at American First Field. Bertrame, far side touchline, looking for Allen, but they're not on the same page. That'll be a throw-in for Salt Lake. They throw it back to the defense with Glad. Spearings. Now Yedlin. Glad again. Near side touchline. Wanque. And now a couple of passes back and forth with the fullbacks and the center backs. Now Yedlin tries playing a deep through ball. And Dane St. Clair comes off his line, thankfully, as Solons looked in on goal after he got by Falcone. Now Falcone gets it to Luan. Right outside of the penalty arc is Luan. To DePaul, back to Luan. Now Mikael presses on for Salt Lake as Mikael will end up with that. It was a bad link up with Allen and Mikael. Looked like Luna could get there. But Mikael did a great job. Now a big switch, near side touchline. Here's Mora. Mora inching closer to midfield in the 33rd minute. 0-0 Inter Miami and Real Salt Lake. It's your Inter Miami Radio Network. Mike Rizzo on the call. My OG on-site producer, Oscar Gonzalez. Back at the City Place Studios in downtown West Palm Beach is Kate Chumsler. Inter Miami dominating possession and probing out of the defense with their goalkeeper, Dane St. Clair. Boo Birds are out again. Inter Miami slow playing it as St. Clair now. It's a nifty pass to Allende, and all of a sudden Allende has space near side touchline. Now he'll slow things up and play it to DePaul. DePaul to Allende, back to DePaul. DePaul right outside of the box, cross in, looking for Bertarame, and DePaul ends up with it after a clearance, right in the same spot. Now Messi tries cutting in and intercepted. Good defense there by Spearings. DePaul goes to ground and a foul. Pierre-Luc Lossier blowing his whistle. This is Messi territory for a free kick. DePaul holding his left knee as Morgan Guy-Lavogie took him to ground. Yeah, always a foul. Didn't touch the ball and boxed him into the ground. Lionel Messi will have an opportunity. It'll be a deep one. I gotta say, my depth perception needs some work. But I believe this is, what do we think? Cabral, the goalkeeper, getting ready for what we think will be a Messi strike. Pierre-Luc Lossier trying to fix Real Salt Lake's line. It's about 5 yards from the penalty arc and the box. Very doable for Lionel Messi. 35th minute, 0-0, Inter Miami and Real Salt Lake. Messi with an opportunity from a free kick, won by Rodrigo DePaul. DePaul, I think, doing a little geometry, trying to get that Inter Miami wall and everyone where they need to be. Messi standing over it. Like I said, about 5 to 7 yards outside of that penalty arc. 35th minute. Whistle blown. Messi approaches, shot blocked by the wall. Segovia still on it. Gets it back to Messi. Messi looking for Allen, and ball won by Salt Lake. But they booted out of bounds, and it's going to be an Inter Miami throw. So Messi hit the wall. Didn't get enough finesse and zip and mustard, whatever adjective you want to use. Didn't get enough on it to curl it around. Throw in Bertarame with a nifty move. He's got space in the box, and he plays it to the middle. Nobody home but Salt Lake defenders. Segovia now on it. Turnover by Salt Lake. Here's Allen. Right outside of the box. Far side touchline. Noah Allen looks back, stick to Mora. And now Mora will escort it out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Inter Miami. Near side touchline right outside of Salt Lake's box. Mora plays it to DePaul. Now to Messi. DePaul and Messi. Two-man, two-ball. Messi to the penalty arc. Intercepted. And now Salt Lake. Can they get on the counter? Luna to Spearings. Back to Luna. Luna nifty dribbling. Good moves by Luna as he makes a nice pass to Guy-Lavogie, and he boots it out of bounds. That'll be an Inter Miami throw-in. So Luna and Guy-Lavogie not on the same page. 37th minute, Salt Lake and Inter Miami, 0-0. Throw-in is in. Inter Miami now. Our Herons get it past midfield with Messi. Messi, a lot of space, folks. Nifty one-timer looking for Bertarame. Bertarame turns it over, though. Good idea, bad execution as he trying to find Messi on a give and go, 2-man 2-ball. Now the goalkeeper, Cabral, will get it to his defenders, Yedlin and Glad. Glad in no rush. As now he tries to get a pass right to midfield. Booted away by our Herons, but far side touchline won by Gozo. And now Guy Lavogie, who should have scored a goal in the 4th minute, but Solins was in an illegal position right before Guy Lavogie received a deflection of Solins' shot. Salt Lake now has it right outside the penalty arc. Mikael goes to ground. Solins to Luna. Catranes looking for Luna, and that ball deflected out of bounds. Good job there by Gonzalo Luan. So Inter Miami's defense has been alert. They have done a good job with last-ditch efforts tonight. As that was one right there. Catranes was looking for the always dangerous Diego Luna. Luna came back from injury last game, had 2 assists and a goal in the fixture. I mentioned Salt Lake has scored 2 or more goals in 6 straight matchups and are undefeated at home. Luna with space, inching closer to the box. Guy Lavogie to Gozo. Gozo to Spearings. Won by Bertarame. And a foul! Pierre-Luc Lossier blew his whistle. A foul! As I think he got hit. Something happened. I believe the referee, Pierre-Luc Lossier, got hit and he stopped play. So it's going to be interesting who the free kick goes to. As, oh my gosh, Bertarame hit the referee. It was accidental. It was not on purpose. But I think he's going to award Salt Lake with the free kick. I mean, Bertarame crashed right into him. To be fair, he was going for the ball. But he did crash into him. 40 minutes have gone by 0-0, and we have controversy here. As if this were to be a free kick for Salt Lake, it would be in a dangerous position. So I think they're just trying to sort these things out right now. Is it going to be a drop ball? And it is. So the referee drops it, and now Salt Lake is on it. No free kick. That's the best he could do. Luna. Spearings, far side touchline. Inter Miami in good defensive form. They have been all half outside of the early marks of the game. Salt Lake will retreat back to their keeper in Cabral. They've slowed pace of play down as they're in their own territory. Can Inter Miami win the ball back? They do with Luan and DePaul. DePaul plays Allende. Allende with space, can't make the next move. Now Cabral, the goalkeeper, has it. Here's Glad. Luna. Ball intercepted, but ends up luckily in the grasp of Salt Lake. Guy Lavogie. Now Gozo. Gozo being ripped to ground by Allen, and there's your first card of the game. Rightfully so. Noah Allen ripped him to the ground, and that's a card you will take that could have saved a big opportunity for Salt Lake. But a booking in the 41st minute. Noah Allen and Pierre-Luc Lossier's good book. Yeah. Stop play, rips him to ground, always a foul. Attempted to rip him to ground, but he stopped play and did his job. Now if you're Guillermo Hoyos, new gaffer, maybe you think about a possible substitution for Noah Allen coming up at halftime. Good deflection there by Mikael as Yedlin goes over the back of Bertrame, and now a yellow card on the former Inter Miami Heron, DeAndre Yedlin. Welcome to the 42nd minute. Herman Bertrame holding his neck as he was fouled over the back by DeAndre Yedlin. But going to be a free kick for the Herons and a booking for Yedlin. 43 minutes. Welcome to the 43rd minute, first half. 0-0 Inter Miami and Real Salt Lake. Far side touchline to Paul. Now they'll retreat back to Mikael. To St. Clair. Boo Birds are out. St. Clair boots it away. And on the near side touchline, Mora can't get a hold of it. Going to be a throw-in for Salt Lake. I don't want to say both teams would be happy to go to half 0-0, but it certainly seems that way right now. We had crazy back and forth play from the 20th to about the 25th minute. And we have significantly slowed the pace of play. Did I just give it the announcer's curse? Guy Lavogie with space. Here's Gozo. Gozo. Now to Spearings. In Inter Miami territory is Catranis. Now Diego Luna. Big switch, far side touchline. Luna. Guy Lavogie. Two-man, two-ball. Back to Luna. Morgan Guy Lavogie. To Yedlin. Now Spearings. Probing. Salt Lake. Luna. Tries to play Yedlin into the box, and that one rolls out of bounds for a goal kick. But Salt Lake probing there. Luna, a little too much mustard on the pass. But let's go back to that 20th minute where Lionel Messi put a shot on target. It was a good save by Cabral. A couple of rebound opportunities for the Herons, but it was not fruitful. Luan to Segovia. Far side touchline, Allen. Allen, acres of space. Cuts into Messi. We're waiting on extra time, presented by your local South Florida Audi dealer. DePaul crosses it in for Bertarame. And is that the first corner of the night? Awaiting a word. 3 minutes of extra time, presented by your local South Florida Audi dealer. AudiUSA.com for more information. Folks, Audi is the official premium and electric car partner of IMCF. 3 minutes. And it will be a corner kick presented by Lytle Rider, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrad, representing injured people and their families for over 45 years. Visit foryourrights.com. foryourrights.com. Lytle Rider, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrad, proud sponsors of all Inter Miami corners. Lionel Messi will take a left foot corner from the left side. Messi to Bertarame, just over the bar. Right idea from that corner, but Birdie just a little high. But Messi, man, I mean, he found a needle in the haystack with Bertarame. Birdie did a good job of getting his noggin on it. And it's going to be a goal kick for Salt Lake. 1 minute played of 3 minutes of extra time. Cabral gets it back. Inter Miami pressing. Now Cabral boots it away. Guy Lavogie. Solens with space. Spearings to Luna. In Inter Miami territory is Salt Lake. Inching closer to Inter Miami's box. Yedlin to Luna. Luna gets it back after a bad pass. Now Solens back to Luna. Luna right outside of the penalty arc. Plays it far side touchline to Yedlin. 47th minute. Yedlin pass in. Anybody at home? Back stick. Allende retreats back. Allende has it to Mora, and now Mora clears it out of danger. Streaking again is Allende. And Allende gives it right back to Salt Lake. Catranas, dangerous spot. Cross in. And Inter Miami will end up with it with St. Clair. Boo Birds. Out for about the 5th time this half. Guy Lavogie was the one who ended up with it and turned it over. I was quiet there because I thought it was going to be an offside. Flag never was up, but thankfully St. Clair ended up with it. Messi, space, goes to ground, and a foul at a card. Pierre-Luc Lossier blows his whistle. And a booking in the 48th minute. That's going to go against Stein Spearings. Stein Spearings, a new signing from the Danish side, Brøndby. But he took Messi to ground. Bad tackle. And this free kick too far for an opportunity. I say that, but watch Messi attempt to take it on. But I think this will be the last kick of the half and the last opportunity, because we are past the 3 minutes of extra time in the 49th minute. Messi looking for a pass back stick. Allende, opportunity, now Segovia. Now Luan, blocked. And now, is that half? Or Pierre-Luc Lossier now explaining things, as I believe we are at halftime. Okay, very confusing. People thought it was a foul. The players were looking around, ready to set the ball, but no, that is halftime. 0-0, your halftime score. Opportunities from both sides. Salt Lake and Miami, we'll break it down on your halftime report on your Inter Miami radio network.
For 40 years, Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath has stood up for clients in South Florida communities. If you've been injured, their experienced attorneys across South Florida are ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients. There's no cost for a case evaluation and no fee unless they win. Visit foryourrights.com. That's foryourrights.com. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath. Proud supporters of Inter Miami FC on ESPN South Florida. Main office in Palm Beach Gardens.
Picture this, a curve in the road, a change in plans. Well, what do you say? With the all-new Audi Q3, the answer's always yes. Yes to adventure. Yes to escape. Yes to performance. Yes to comfort. Yes to right now. Because saying yes without hesitation, that's real luxury. The all-new Audi Q3, made for the yes life.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees within the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 29 national championships, including the reigning champs in swimming and diving, lacrosse, and tennis. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
Since 2006, EDS Air Conditioning has kept Palm Beach County comfortable through every summer, every storm, and every season in between. EDS Air Conditioning is a trained comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. From dial thermostats to today's smart home systems, EDS delivers reliable comfort you can count on. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, they've earned your trust. 20 years of keeping Palm Beach cool. Visit EDSIsyes.com today.
Power up your future at Palm Beach State College by training in a high-demand field. Our residential and commercial electrician certificate program offers hands-on training from licensed electricians with 40-week daytime or 60-week evening options. Financial aid is available for those who qualify. Get started on the path to a successful career as an electrician at Palm Beach State College. Attend one of our free hands-on info sessions. Visit pbsc.edu and search info. That's pbsc.edu.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or BradleyAir.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Inter Miami Soccer is on ESPN 106.3. Let's get back to the pitch. Here's Mike Rizzo.
Live at American First Field here in Salt Lake. Your halftime score 0-0. Checking in on the YouTube chat at ESPN West Palm FC. A lot of you asking what the temperature is on the ground. 46 degrees here in Salt Lake, and Inter Miami deadlock 0-0 with Salt Lake. Appreciate all of our listeners, Kluman, Janet, and everyone on the YouTube stream. Nathan, appreciate you guys checking up on us on a late night on the Inter Miami Radio Network. For a little bit there, I'd say from the 20th minute to the 25th minute, it was end-to-end stuff, chance after chance, but none of it bared fruit for both teams. Inter Miami winning the possession battle a lot closer than maybe what a lot of people perceived it to be, including myself, 51-49. Expected goals, 0.63 for Inter Miami, 0.54 for Real Salt Lake. 10 total shots for Inter Miami, only 2 for Salt Lake. 2 on target for the Herons, 1 on target for Salt Lake. And obviously, all big chances missed. 2 big chances for the Herons. 1 big chance in the 4th minute by Salt Lake. Salt Lake probably should have been in on a goal, but Sergei Solins in the offside positions touched the ball before Morgan Guilavogi scored a rebound goal in the 4th minute. Let's take another quick timeout on our Inter Miami Radio Network. The second half almost underway here at American First Field on your Inter Miami Radio Network.
Today's tax tip is brought to you by Anshin Accountants and Advisors with Brent Lessie, partner and tax leader of Anshin's Consumer Products Group.
Did you know the One Big Beautiful Bill Act has created unprecedented opportunities for founders? The $10 million exclusion has increased to $15 million, and the 5-year holding period is no longer an all-or-nothing hurdle. Founders now have the flexibility to raise capital and align their tax-free treatment over 3, 4, or 5 years. These changes include the higher asset ceiling and allow founders and investors to scale aggressively while capitalizing on this tax advantage. Anshin, a partner-owned firm since 1923, prioritizes understanding founders' unique circumstances to achieve their goals. If you're a founder that doesn't want to leave money on the table, let Anshin deliver value where others can't.
For more tax tips from Anshin, visit Anshin.com. That's ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, helping you recalculate what's possible.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2026 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2026 Defender 110 P300S for just $909 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Whether you need batteries, tires, or services, we know you depend on your vehicle. You can depend on St. Lucie Battery and Tire with the largest inventories, expert technicians, and the best price out the door every day guaranteed. You'll drive away with confidence. Life doesn't stop, and neither should your car. St. Lucie Battery and Tire is here for you. Our experts keep your vehicle ready with batteries, tires, and service you can trust. Fast, friendly, and always reliable.
At Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium this season, every Palm Beach Cardinals Saturday home game, they become the Palm Beach Frozen Iguanas. For 12 Saturday games, we're breaking the ice with the special Frozen Iguanas Ice Cold 12-pack ticket package for just $99, which includes a ticket to all Frozen Iguanas games, a guaranteed Bobbletail giveaway, merchandise discount, commemorative green baseball, and more. RogerDeanChevroletStadium.com. Join the cold front today.
Need an extra boost? With Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union, you can earn up to $700 each year with a 7.0% annual percentage yield on balances up to $10,000. That's real money for real moments, like a family getaway or treating yourself to something special. Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Requirements apply to earn the highest dividend rates. Limit one checking account per membership. Dividend rates and annual percentage yield subject to change. Business accounts do not qualify. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic Athletics.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Trans World Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Picture this, a curve in the road, a change in plans. Well, what do you say? With the all-new Audi Q3, the answer's always yes. Yes to adventure. Yes to escape. Yes to performance. Yes to comfort. Yes to right now. Because saying yes without hesitation, that's real luxury. The all-new Audi Q3, made for the yes life.
The pink smoke is in the air. Inter Miami Soccer is on ESPN 106.3. Now let's get to the pitch. Here's Mike Rizzo.
Welcome back to your Inter Miami Radio Network. Inter Miami, dangerous spots all first half at America First Field, but unable to bear fruit. Janet on the YouTube chat says, we did well defensively and in attempts on shots, but there needs to be better communication and connection between whomever is trying to assist a player to score. And I think Janet is talking about Facundo Mora multiple times in that first half, where he had opportunities on that near side touchline flank to put a ball in, and it didn't bear any fruit. So I would agree with that. I think Inter Miami needs to get more well organized on their attacks when they're probing around the box. But I will say, Rodrigo de Paul, who maybe hasn't been in the best form as of late, I think him and Messi have good link-up play right now. They put together some good passes. Now Messi, I think, has gotten a bit unlucky on a couple of shots, blocked shots and whatnot. But Lionel Messi, 3 shots, 1 on target. Let's take another quick timeout on your Inter Miami Radio Network. Once again, we are at halftime. 0-0, Real Salt Lake and Inter Miami. We will have the second half coming up next on your Inter Miami Radio Network.
For 40 years, Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath has stood up for clients in South Florida communities. If you've been injured, their experienced attorneys across South Florida are ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients. There's no cost for a case evaluation and no fee unless they win. Visit foryourrights.com. That's foryourrights.com. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath. Proud supporters of Inter Miami FC on ESPN South Florida. Main office in Palm Beach Gardens.
Since 2006, EDS Air Conditioning has kept Palm Beach County comfortable through every summer, every storm, and every season in between. EDS Air Conditioning is a trained comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. From dial thermostats to today's smart home systems, EDS delivers reliable comfort you can count on. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, they've earned your trust. 20 years of keeping Palm Beach cool. Visit EDSisyes.com today.
Today's tax tip is brought to you by Anshin Accountants and Advisors with Yair Holtzman, partner and leader of Anshin's Research and Development Tax Credits Group.
The One Big Beautiful Bill Act restored full expensing of domestic research and development expenditures, allowing businesses to deduct qualifying costs immediately or choose among different tax treatments. Beginning with tax years after December 31st, 2024, special elections for small businesses can be applied retroactively. At Anshin, a partner-owned firm since 1923, we help businesses develop a proactive tax plan, identify qualified activities and expenses, and optimize cash flow and tax benefits. If your business is investing in U.S.-based R&D and looking to maximize incentives while remaining compliant with tax law, let Anshin deliver value where others can't.
For more tax tips from Anshin, visit Anshin.com. That's ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, helping you recalculate what's possible.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
Need an extra boost? With Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union, you can earn up to $700 each year with a 7.0% annual percentage yield on balances up to $10,000. That's real money for real moments, like a family getaway or treating yourself to something special. Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Requirements apply to earn the highest dividend rates. Limit 1 checking account per membership. Dividend rates and annual percentage yield subject to change. Business accounts do not qualify. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic Athletics.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Trans World Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
If you want to learn how to fan the football way, ask the fans with a Modelo. Only they know how to celebrate with strangers as if they were lifelong friends. To lose their voice for weeks after chanting for 90 minutes. They are always ready to teach you the ways of football because to them, passion is meant to be shared. So go ahead, ask the fans with a Modelo.
Inter Miami Soccer is on ESPN 106.3. Let's get back to the pitch. Here's Mike Rizzo.
All right, folks, moments away from getting the ball rolling in the second half. Once again, this is your Inter Miami Radio Network. I'm voice of the Inter Miami Herons, Mike Rizzo. To my right, my OG on-site producer, Oscar Gonzalez, and keeping us up over the airwaves on a late night back in the City Place Studios in downtown West Palm Beach is Cade Chumsland. Not a lot of highlights for my guy Cade to cut in that first half, but here we are. 0-0. America First Field, ready to boot things off for the second half. Lionel Messi had an opportunity in a scrum, best way I could call it, a scrum, in about the 20th minute, shot an on-shot shot, which I thought could have led to a goal. It was a good denial by Rafael Cabral, the 35-year-old Brazilian goalkeeper for Real Salt Lake. Now it's 40 degrees, but apparently snow is deciding to drop on down. As I think it's a mix of a mist and snow. That's mountain weather for you. I got people in hoodies and t-shirts in the stands. And now apparently it wants to snow. I got my temperature up, 43 degrees, 8-mile-an-hour winds, and apparently it wants to spit some mist and snow. But the players are coming back out onto the field now, longer halftime than we anticipated. See the ball caps here. I see a Yankee cap. I see a Braves cap. Obviously no baseball here in Utah. Is it too much to ask for a Cleveland Guardians hat? I think so. But the supporters are out in droves for Salt Lake. It's a very active first half crowd. Some boo birds. A lot when, Dane St. Clair had the ball and was, I guess, stalling, or what the fans thought stalling. It's both teams now Inter Miami's turn to come out of the tunnel. We'll see if Guillermo Hoyos will change things up with the lineup. Hoyos did not have halftime substitutions, meaning right out of half, but there were substitutions in the second half when we were in Colorado at Empower Field at Mile High. but the wind is picked up. I think, Oscar, we could call this a mix of spit and snow and garbage. Not what we're used to in South Florida. Rodrigo DePaul looks like an icicle. As I think the weather and the conditions are starting to take a toll. Just happened, too. Literally, as the players came out, it's now, folks, we are underway in the second half. Weather is picking up. Precipitation is picked up. So we'll see how the elements play in the second half as goalkeeper Cabral boots that one right out of bounds. American First Field again in what we're calling Sandy, Utah. Very close to Salt Lake City. But 0-0 Inter Miami and Real Salt Lake. Inter Miami will have a goal kick after Cabral booted it away to nobody. And now St. Clair's turn to boot it away to nobody. But this time it'll be a throw-in for Salt Lake on the far side touchline. Here's Glad. He'll play it back to the keeper and Cabral. I think the team's just trying to, figure the weather out, figure the elements out, as that pass literally goes right out of bounds on the far side touchline. Messi looks like an icicle. DePaul looks like an icicle. Should be an interesting second half. Inter Miami will throw it in. This is Facundo Mora. Now DePaul, two-man, two-ball, DePaul and Mora. Trying to centralize it are our Herons. It'll go back to the defense, and they'll play it back to St. Clair. St. Clair gets it to Mikael. And he'll try to play upfield. That one goes out of bounds. Like I said, trying to get their bearings, trying to get their footing. As now Glad has it deep in Real territory. Here's Spearings, now Glad. Two-man, two-ball, Spearings and Glad. Diego Luna tried a nifty one-time pass to Solins. Dane St. Clair now will play it to Falcone. On the run was Solins. Was a possible opportunity as DePaul turns it over, but thankfully Mikael there, and that'll be a goal kick. Mikael knocked it off of Luna and watched it roll past the goal. Or is this a corner? Waiting on word for head referee Pierre-Luc Lossier. 47 minutes, second half. They're frozen. They're cold. I think it must have dropped temperature. I'll try to get you an updated temperature here in Salt Lake. I still got 45. Feels like 41. Temperatures are dropping from the daytime high of 52, but I have 46 and wet. Luna, near side touchline, will throw it in. Got to realize, man, these are South Americans. They're used to 90, 88, humidity. 45 to me, a Clevelander, be in a t-shirt, shorts, be right in my element. Not for South Americans. I get it, trust me. Blood is thinned out living in Florida for almost 2 years now as Luna in a dangerous spot near side touchline. With space, Diego cuts in. He plays it to Guy Lavogi. Now Yeldon up with the attack to Gozo. Gozo cuts in, left foot, looking for Solin's back stick. Nobody home, will be a goal kick. So we're calling it a 5-3-2 out of half for Inter Miami. Allen, Mikael, Falcone, Luan Mora, Segovia, DePaul, and Allende. And then I got Messi and Bertarame up top. So Inter Miami tactically changing things up. 5-3-2. Keep in mind, they started with a 4-3-3. Or excuse me, I'm all over the place. 3-4-3 in the first half. But now Inter Miami running 5 at the back. You got to think the elements kind of changing things up with the precipitation falling down. 49th minute, 0-0, Inter Miami and Real. Real Salt Lake with it. Yeldon, near side touchline. Looking for a deep through ball to Gozo. Ball won by Inter Miami. Here's DePaul. Messi, acres of space. Can this be an opportunity for the Herons? Leo, no one's stopping him. Ball roll, Bertarami! And he missed it. Oh, no! Birdie got it all wrong. Beautiful pass and run by Lionel Messi. And Bertarami, the best I can call it, folks, a slow dribbler to the right side of Cabral's post, and it just rolled out of bounds. But Messi, beautiful ball roll, laid it up for Bertarami. Didn't hit it well, not a lot of pace on it, and man, rolled just to the right of the post. Needs to be better. Can't get on him too hard. He scored in 2 straight games, but Bertarami looked to the sky and asked for help. Guillermo Hoyos as well had a reaction after it, but in the 50th minute, chance squandered by Birdie. What a run by Leo. Nobody wanted to stop him. Nice ball roll in the box, left foot layup to Bertarami. And as I've said, Herman got it all wrong. Now, Real Salt Lake physios are looking at Yedlin. Apparently Yedlin got knocked, picked up a knock. Oh man, there's a replay again. Cabral was beat. Birdie's got to do better on putting that on target. He knows it. He'll tell you too. But Rafael Cabral bailed out by a missed opportunity from Bertarami. 51 minutes, 0-0, Salt Lake and Inter Miami. Wind picked up. I still have about 41 degrees, but feels colder with the 10-mile-an-hour wind and precipitation. Ball booted by Cabral. Wind got a hold of it. That doesn't get to midfield, and a foul. Pierre-Luc Lossier, head referee, blowing his whistle. And is that a booking? Was that a card? Get you an update in a second. I thought I saw Luc Lossier go to his pocket. But Moura went up for a header pass. And going to ground was Morgan Guilavogi. He's asking for a card, but not going to get one. Guillermo Hoyos has officially put his hood up. Him and Geffer for Real Salt Lake. Far side touchline. Luan. Dispossessed. Uh-oh. Here's Guilavogi playing Solins, and what a job by Mikael getting to that ball and thwarting it. And now we have a foul on Solins. Going to be a free kick for Inter Miami. Head gaffer for Salt Lake, Pablo Mascheroni, not happy about that. But Mikael looks like he might have picked up a knock. He's holding his head. Always dangerous. As it was a turnover by our Herons. And on the run was Solins. Mikael went to ground. Actually, now that I see, looks like his, let's see here, left knee got tied up with Sergei Solins, the young Spaniard striker. But Inter Miami with a free kick in the 53rd, immediately played by Falcone. Far side touchline, Luan, DePaul, and DePaul turns it over. Opportunity may be coming for Salt Lake as they're probing outside of Inter's box. Here's Spearings. Far side touchline now to Guilavogi. Spearings again. Up with the attack are the defenders for Salt Lake. As now we have an interception by Falcone. He gets it to Messi. Got to get it to the far near side of the pitch, and Segovia tries. But Moura not going to get there. Tracking back is Gozo. Kaliskin. Deep through ball. Looking for Gozo. Gozo's in the box. Shot! Right over the crossbar. And not on target, thankfully. Did Inter Miami get a piece of that? We'll have to wait on to see if it's a goal kick or a corner kick. But it was a good pass to Gozo, who smoked it. I think St. Clair would have been able to save it if it were on target, but he smoked it well over his bar. No halftime substitutions for both sides, And it was a goal kick, and our Inter Miami Herons immediately on it. DePaul gets it across midfield. Plays it to Segovia. Space, Segovia. Cuts it to the far side. And he plays Mora. Mora will play it back to the defense, and Inter Miami will probe with Falcone at midfield. Inter Miami's defenders up with the attack. Here's Mikael. Near side touchline, Noah Allen. Allen retreating back, dispossessed by Gozo, and it's going to be an Inter Miami throw-in. Allen, 55th minute. Welcome to the 55th minute. 0-0, Real Salt Lake and our Inter Miami Herons. Allen throws it to Bertrame. Birdie. Back to St. Clair. St. Clair well off of his lines. Will play Luan. St. Clair back to his lines, and now on the far side touchline, Mora. Mora looking for a pass to Bertrame. Intercepted by Yedlin. Gozo, near side touchline. Back to Yedlin. Inter Miami, press on. Yedlin boots it away. And this one will roll to Mikael, near side touchline. Deep in Inter Miami territory. Now closer to midfield, Segovia. Back to Mikael. Luna pressing. Now to St. Clair from his box. He'll play Luan. Luan, long through ball. And that's intercepted by Salt Lake. Nifty move by Luna. Luna's got space. Guy Lavogie cuts in. Passes it to Kaliskin. Kaliskin looking for Luna. And our Herons, tidy job defensively, booted away. Now here's DePaul. Messi with space. Pass midfield. Leo will not be stopped. Attack still on. Mora in the box. Pass in to Messi. Leo shot blocked. Messi trying to get back on it, but Glad clears it away. And now Inter Miami's defense has it in their own territory. Messi, good run. Nifty pass, got it back, but got stonewalled by two defenders in Glad. Actually, three. Glad, Yedlin, and Sam Junque. Inter Miami's still on it, though, in their own territory. Now Segovia has it. Nifty pass by Mora. Almost to Real's box is Allende. Segovia, far side touchline. Centralizes it to DePaul. DePaul right outside the penalty arc. Looks for Messi. Headed away by Salt Lake defenders. Luna on it. Mikael and Luna in a scrum. And now Luna pulling on Mikael. And now we have a card on Diego Luna. Two cards. Two bookings. Luna and Mikael. That got very physical very quickly. Mikael took Luna to the ground. Luna knew it was a card. He didn't like it. And when Diego got taken to the ground, he pulled on Mikael and got physical and tried to throw him to the ground. And head referee Pierre Lochlossier decided to book them both. Two bookings in the 57th minute. As I say that, we are into the 58th minute now. 58 on the dot. 0-0 Real Salt Lake and Inter Miami. Play resumed. And it gets to Cabral, Real's goalkeeper. 5 bookings in the game. Noah Allen, Yedlin, Springs, Luna, and Mikael. So 3 for Salt Lake, 2 for our Herons. I'm interested if Guillermo Hoyos will make any changes with the previous bookings, but 11 shots for the Herons, 3 shots for Salt Lake. As Luna, nifty one-time pass. Look out, Salt Lake's in. On the run. Salt Lake shot blocked by Dane St. Clair. I thought we had an offsides call, but apparently not. But St. Clair did a good job of stonewalling. Now, granted, it was shot right at him. And taking on that shot was Alexandros Katranis, the Greek. Back on it is Salt Lake. Solon's opportunity, but a good defense there by Mikael, who boots it back to his keeper at the last moment. St. Clair plays on Segovia. So Salt Lake, 2 opportunities here do not bear fruit with Catranis and Solons. Far side touchline. Mora saves it from going out. Mora inching closer to Salt Lake's box. Now Messi cuts in, taking the ground, and a foul. No card, but a clear foul on Stein Spearings. Messi wants a card. I don't think he's going to get one on Spearings. But a heck of an opportunity for Catranis. Didn't hit it well. And then Solons on the other end was stonewalled by Mikael. Now Catranis coming off the pitch, first substitution of the night. Alex Catranis coming off, and coming on is Sanabria. Sanabria, let's see here. He came on over from the Liga MX side, Atletico de San Luis. Now playing with Real Salt Lake, who's one of the multiple signings that gaffer Pablo Mascheroni had in the offseason, a $10 million transfer window for Salt Lake. This is their best start in over a decade, having 16 points and a 5-1-1 record. Now this is too far for Messi to go for goal, as he booted it in, looking for Birdie, cutting in. Mikael heads it in the box, still up for grabs. Now on it is Juan Quay to Luna. Luna, nifty pass to Sanquia. Again, now up on the attack. Solons, thwarted by Inter Miami. Centralized to Spearings. Here's Luna in Inter Miami territory. Him and Gilavogi. Luna tries to get past DePaul. Good defense by Rodrigo. No foul call. Salt Lake crowd not happy. Here's Messi. Leo to DePaul. DePaul to midfield, gets dispossessed. Thankfully, Messi back on it, looking for Allende, who can't keep track of it. No one wants the ball. Turnover after turnover. Salt Lake back on it, though. Let's see if they can piece together some passes. Gilavogi, Gozo, near side touchline. Salt Lake will slow things up at midfield. Kaliskin. Gilavogi, now in Inter Miami territory. To Gozo. Gozo cuts in, and Bertarame blasts it out of bounds on the near side touchline. Going to be a throw-in for Yedlin. 62nd minute, 0-0 Salt Lake and Inter Miami. The precipitation letting up a bit, but still 41 on the field, 41 on degrees. Feels like it's in the high 30s with the wind. Nobody home with that pass from Maxi Falcone, who tried to get Inter Miami back out onto the break. Real Salt Lake on it, right past the midfield circle in Inter Miami territory. Diego Luna cutting in. Luna plays a wide open Yedlin with space. To Luna, nifty pass, shot, and Gozo got it wrong. It's about 3 goalposts to the left, and they don't test Dane St. Clair after Diego Luna had solid build-up play. Luna went to Yedlin. Yedlin went back to Luna. Luna back heel to Gozo, and Gozo got it all wrong on an open net. I think Dane would have been there if it were on target, but Gozo slapping his fist into the grass about 7 times because he was very upset about his effort. Bertarame almost got played through on a deep through ball by St. Clair, but the goalkeeper, Rafael Cabral, able to grab it. Near side touchline, Spearings tried to go to Luna, intercepted, but Allen immediately dispossessed. Luna with space. Diego's cutting in. Diego plays on Solons, and thankfully Dane St. Clair ends up on the end of it. Solons had the ball, but didn't have an opportunity to shoot it. And once again, I can't speak. Inter Miami's defense has been well organized tonight, especially with last-ditch efforts. A bad turnover by Segovia. Segovia immediately fouls Kaliskin, and it's a booking. And folks, this is going to be a free kick about 3 yards outside of the box. It's going to be a big opportunity for Salt Lake. It was a bad foul by Segovia. Very bad foul by Telasco. Dare I say, lucky it wasn't a red. It wasn't. There were defenders in front of him, so it wasn't a clear goal-scoring opportunity. But he did not get the ball. Did not get the ball at all. And big opportunity coming up for Salt Lake. St. Clair barking his orders at his wall. And taking the free kick is Luna. In the 65th minute, 0-0, Real Salt Lake and Inter Miami. One of Real's best opportunities here with a free kick right outside of the box. That penalty arc, that circle right outside of the center box, it's darn near right on the center circle. Welcome to the 66th minute. We're waiting on Diego Luna to take on a possible free kick goal. Inter Miami is getting their wall set up. Who's on the ground there? Is that Birdie? Yeah, Birdie on the ground behind the wall, laying down. Head referee Pierre-Luc Lossier, sprayed his line, and I think we're ready here. Yedlin asking questions about the Inter Miami wall. Lossier blows his whistle. Luna takes it on and deflected. Good job there by the Inter Miami wall. Luna can't believe it. So no fruit. That'll bear no fruit from that free kick for Salt Lake. 0-0 still your score in the 67th minute. Going to be a throw-in. Far side touchline. Right outside of the box. Into the box on the throw-in. Falcone tried to head it away. Thankfully, Mikael blasts that to the far side touchline. Could have been an opportunity there for Salt Lake, but Mikael with a heads-up play after Falcone failed to get that header and that ball out of the box. Throw-in taken, and thankfully Dane St. Clair on the end of the throw-in. Solins was looking for a run, and now the Boo Birds are out for Dane St. Clair. Past midfield, Bertarame to ground, no foul call. Lossier thinks it was a flop. Guy Lavogie. Advantage play, Salt Lake after a scrum. Kaliskin to Luna. Luna cuts in, pass to Gozo, back stick, and out of bounds. Going to be a goal kick. Didn't think that was threatening, folks, but Gozo did have an opportunity to settle that and maybe turn on the near side touchline fullback Noah Allen. But thankfully, Allen boxed him out, and it goes out of bounds for a Dane St. Clair goal kick. 68th minute, 0-0 Salt Lake and Inter Miami. The lone sub of the half, Sanabria taking off Catranis. As Inter Miami with a bad giveaway at midfield. Glad on it. Now DePaul tracking back to the goalkeeper. Cabral boots it away. And that's out of bounds on the near side touchline. Noah Allen will throw. To the defense we go with Mikael and Falcone. Far side touchline, Luan. Luan looking for Messi on a through ball. Won by Salt Lake. Segovia with a nice win of the ball, but he goes to ground, no foul. Still on it is Kaliskin. Now here's Spearings. Played to Jonquay. Spearings and Jonquay, two-man, two-ball on the far side touchline. Jonquay will centralize it to Glad. Near side touchline, Yedlin. Now Gozo on the touchline. Good defense by Allen. Inter Miami trying to intercept. Segovia takes Kaliskin to ground. No foul, or no advantage play. Glad will give it to Cabral. Messi tracking. We're into the 70th minute. Bit of a quiet second half. As I say that, Solins with an opportunity. St. Clair's off his line, folks. Oh my goodness, Solins kicked it right into St. Clair on that far side touchline side of the box. Oh my goodness. A disaster avoided as Solins sold. Luan got to get rid of it. Falcone finally boots it away, but Salt Lake back on it. Luna cross into Solins. Guy Lavogi on it, and I think we have an offsides. And we do have an offsides. Solins in an illegal position. And we'll have a free kick. But listen, Falcone and Solins were doing battle, and I think Maxey didn't know how close he was. Dane came off of his line, and thankfully, he kicked it right at St. Clair. If he lofted that pass over St. Clair, that was an immediate goal. Nobody was in front of the net. Noah Allen off, Ian Frey on. So Inter Miami's first substitution, I actually like it because Allen had a yellow and Ian Frey has fresh legs in a cold and wet game. So Frey on, Allen off. Frey will finish the game at left side fullback. And that'll be on our near side touchline as our Herons are attacking the left side of the pitch this half. Inter Miami, all pink jerseys, and Real Salt Lake in their red, blue, and gold trim striped jerseys. Red on the back, gold numbers, and blue stripes on the front. Inter Miami with Bertarame all of a sudden in Salt Lake territory after a St. Clair boot, but doesn't lead to fruit as Cabral ends up with it and boots it away. Nifty header by Mikael in midfield gets it to the Paul with space. Rodrigo was looking for Mora and goes out of bounds. 72nd minute, 0-0 Salt Lake and Inter Miami. Just some match stats here as Inter Miami has 13 total shots, 2 on target. 3 big chances missed. Salt Lake 6 shots, 2 on target, 1 big chance and 1 big chance missed. Inter Miami currently losing the possession battle, 52-48. Inter Miami with a 1 XG, Salt Lake with a 0.8. Salt Lake gets it into Inter Miami territory. This is Catranis. On that far side touchline, Luna crosses it in, intercepted by Maxey. Can Inter Miami get on the run? Allende trying to get on the end of a Falcone pass, but Cabral did a good job of leaving his line. Jonquay and Kaliskin done a good job on that left side all night. And I'm at your mercy. Catranis was subbed off for Sanabria. So Sanabria finishing the game on that far side touchline, playing a left midi spot. Salt Lake was still playing that 3-4-3 as Maxey Falcone is on the ground, grabbing his knee, pleading for a stoppage of play, and it'll be a goal kick. And now Pierre-Luc Lossier will check on Falcone. I hope that's not that same knee that Falcone hurt in CONCACAF Champions Cup, where he missed 3 games of action. Now, I love Maxey. He might, let's just say he might be putting on a Broadway performance right now. But regardless, he is on the ground, and I think Inter Miami physios will go out and check him. Luis Suarez checking into the game, folks. The reason I say that, my OG on-site producer, Oscar Gonzalez, big Luis Suarez fan. Suarez fan favorite on these grounds on the Inter Miami radio network. But Luis will sub out Allende. And folks, I'm going to keep it a buck. Tadio was poor. Allende was poor. And I think this is a great substitution in the 75th minute for Guillermo Hoyos. But Allende knows it, shaking his head as he comes off. Tadio tough time finding his form, I think, in these couple of fixtures, at least the last 5 fixtures for Inter Miami. He's played a striker tonight, which, you know, in that first half, and now Inter Miami in this half has switched to what we're calling a 5-at-the-back set with Lionel Messi and Berterame up top. Inter Miami now resumes play with St. Clair. 75th minute. Welcome to the 75th minute. 0-0 Salt Lake and Inter Miami. Suarez, good shielding of the ball. Great pass to DePaul. Messi, inching close to midfield to Segovia. Now 2-man 2-ball, Segovia and Messi. Talasco gets it to Mikael. Near side touchline, Mura. Segovia. Past midfield to Paul. Messi with space. Plays on Mura. Is he onside? Mura with an opportunity. Dribbling to the coffin corner, falls to the ground and is picked. Gets his pocket picked. Another opportunity for Mura. And nothing to show for it. Gilavogi with space. Luna in. Diego. Taken to ground by Frey and a free kick. I hate to be hard on Mora, folks, but gosh, he was wide open in the box. Good job there by Yedlin to get back, but when a pass could have been played in, he dribbles to the coffin corner in the box and then just goes to ground and gets his pocket picked and, you know, the counter and all. We're lucky that Luna actually did get taken to ground. It was a smart foul by Frey. But now we have a free kick coming up for Salt Lake. I don't think Diego Luna's going to go for goal here. '76 minute, 0-0 Salt Lake and Inter Miami. Opportunity for Salt Lake from a free kick and Diego Luna. Luna takes on a shot! Oh my goodness, that was too close for comfort. That almost snuck in upper 90 of Dane St. Clair's near side post. He has that. He has that in his bag. I am at your mercy. Oh my goodness. St. Clair, who played it perfectly. I do not get on Dane for that at all. If that would have went in, that would have been one of the free kicks of the year. But Luna, a whisker high, over St. Clair's box. I think we're going to have substitutions. There's a stoppage of play right now. And fan ran on the field. That's what that was. Security's going to escort him off. Been a while, Oscar. I'm trying to think the last time we had a fan on the field. Had to be last year. But a knucklehead running onto the field. So now we have a stoppage of play. You can add 1 minute to that extra time. It's now the ball kicked off. 78th minute. DePaul plays it on to Suarez. Suarez cuts in. Right outside of the box. Leo shots and over the bar. Good pass by DePaul. I think Suarez might have even been in an onside position. But Messi booted over the bar. Now we have a substitution. Olatunji going to be coming on for Salt Lake. Olatunji on the year does have a goal. Coming off of the pitch is Sergei Solins. Olatunji, who was the starter in last year's first round game in the MLS playoffs against Portland. Solon's getting a firm talking to by an assistant coach. Don't know what the ordeal could have been, but he got an ear beaten once he got to that sideline. Now we do have a goal kick for Cabral. Once again, Lionel Messi had a boot on net, wasn't on target. Real Salt Lake has no goals conceded after the 75th minute this season. So can the Herons change that and nick some points on the road as Suarez with a nice nifty one-time pass. Here's Mora, and they're not on the same page with Suarez. Kundo Mora. Gilagovi with it. Now Gozo back to Cabral. Cabral boots it away right to Rodrigo DePaul at the midfield circle. Messi in Salt Lake territory. What a move by Messi. Ball's on a string, and he tried playing Frey, and I think we have a corner. My OG on-site producer, Oscar Gonzalez, and lead spotter was right, as we have a corner kick presented by Lido Ryder Smith, Ivy and Fronway. Representing injured people and their families for over 40 years. Visit foryourrights.com. Messi takes it short to DePaul. DePaul, cross in! Possible header for Falcone, headed away by Guy Lavogi, and another corner presented by Lido Ryder Smith, Ivy and Fronrath. Representing injured people and their families for over 40 years. Visit foryourrights.com. Lido Ryder Smith, Ivy and Fronrath, proud sponsors of Inter Miami football. Right foot in swinger from the left side. Played short to DePaul again. DePaul. On target shot, goal! Rodrigo DePaul with an outside the box shot. Goal, upper 90. Take a bow. That streak is over. The 75th and odd streak for Salt Lake is over. Rodrigo DePaul. What a goal. 1-0. 81st minute. And he does the Satoru Gojo celebration. The hollow purple. What a strike by DePaul. Upper 90. Vanessa. Cabral, hand on it, didn't matter. Rodrigo, take a bow. 1-0, our Herons. You know, as a nerd, I appreciate the anime celebration, the hollow purple, two fingers, Satoru Gojo. I know my OG on-site producer, Oscar Gonzalez, has no idea what I'm talking about, but fair play to Rodrigo on the goal. And the celly is Falcone tried to head that one away, but thankfully, Victor Olatunji, the recently subbed on striker, was offsides. And I guess we could give the assist to Telasco Segovia, who took the corner short. It was a corner kick. DePaul immediately received it, as now Inter Miami back on it in a dangerous spot. Suarez shot, goal! Luis Suarez shot, goal! 83rd minute, Inter Miami up 2-0, and it looks like we're gonna get all 3 points. Guillermo Hoyos all smiles on the sideline as a quick resume of play led to a deep through ball to Suarez, who had a left boot on it and scored. 2 goals, 2.5 minutes. Our Herons up 2-0. Deep through ball, Bertarame head on it, gets it to Suarez, 2-man 2-ball, and a goal. Unbelievable. Cabral never had a chance on that. Bertarame and Suarez on the same page. And we have a 2-0 lead in Salt Lake. Two goals in 2 minutes. 82nd minute, DePaul. 84th minute, Suarez. 2-0 Herons. Immediately played is Salt Lake, and Couple of substitutions for Salt Lake. We'll get on those in a second because play is resuming and in a quick way. Here's Guy Lavogie. Stonewalled. Inter Miami's defense holds. Now ball won by Salt Lake. Gozo. Shot to St. Clair. Right at him. St. Clair will lay on that for a little bit. And Inter Miami will gather their bearings off of a quick substitution. 85th minute. 2-0 our Inter Miami Herons on top. Luis Suarez, a goal scorer. Rodrigo DePaul, a goal scorer. Segovia on it. Here's Suarez in Real Salt Lake territory. Messi to Luis. Luis lays it up to DePaul. DePaul was looking for Leo, and that ball thwarted away. But DePaul is back on it. Rodrigo looking for Messi. Messi in the box, has it. Leo, shot, roller, blocked. Ball still up for grabs as Cabral finally lands on it. Berterame was looking for scraps. But Messi with a low-driven near-post shot. Saved by Cabral. Far side touchline, Gozo with a lot of space. Luan thwarts the attack. Gonzalo in trouble, though, needs to do something here and finally boots it away. And that one goes out of bounds. 2 goals in 2 minutes for our Herons. DePaul and Suarez. 86-21, 86-22. Couple of minutes away from extra time. Gozo. Ball intercepted. Inter Miami on the run. Here's Luis. He finds Messi. Messi acres the space on the far side touchline. Leo cuts in. Messi still with it. Still with it. Shot blocked. Blocked. Still an opportunity for the Herons as finally Salt Lake clears. Inter Miami back on it. Goodness gracious, Messi had that on a yo-yo. Here's Segovia. Near side touchline, Mura. In Salt Lake territory. 87 minutes. 2-0. Inter Miami on top of Salt Lake after 2 goals in 2 minutes in the 82nd and the 84th. DePaul. Frey, far side touchline. Inter Miami will take their time. Mora, near side touchline. Tried going past midfield to Suarez. Turnover. Olatunji on it. Can Guy Lavogie get there? Maxi, though. Tidy defense. Inter Miami on those last-ditch efforts have been near perfect today. I hope I didn't give them the announcer's curse. Excuse me, tonight. Luna. In Inter Miami territory, plays a ball into the box. And Dane St. Clair is there and will grab. By the way, Aiden Hezakara, let's try this again. Hayden Hezarkani has subbed on as Berterame now in on goal. Herman stops, lays it up to Leo. Leo gets taken to ground, and a foul, a free kick in prime Messi territory. So folks, St. Clair caught Salt Lake sleeping. Berterame got played in. He cut it back to Leo, and Leo got fouled right on the penalty arc. So this is going to be right outside of the circle in the box. Messi chants have erupted. They want a free kick goal. Suarez a goal scorer. DePaul a goal scorer. 89th minute. Can Lionel Messi make it 3? Going to be prime territory for Leo. Him and Suarez talking about it. Cabral trying to set his lineup. DePaul, Suarez, and Messi both standing over it. Pierre-Luc Lossier, head referee. Trying to reel it in. The wall, that is. But, folks, 89th minute, Leo's going to have a chance from a free kick. Can he make it 3-0? Messi chance. All over America First Field. Messi approaches. Shot blocked. Ball still in play. Frey. And we have a quarter kick presented by Lytle Ryder Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath, who've been representing injured people and their families for over 40 years. Visit foryourrights.com. That's foryourrights.com. Folks, we have 7 minutes of added time. And myself and my OG on-site producer, Oscar Gonzalez, we're not sure how they got that number, but we got to play for 7 more minutes here. Good news is our Herons up 2-0 and have a prime opportunity from the corner. The last corner kick Inter Miami had, Segovia played it short to DePaul, and DePaul scored a finesse goal outside of the box, upper 90. A short corner taken again, DePaul on it, and Inter Miami's going to retreat to the defense and start using some clock here. 7 minutes of extra time presented by your local South Florida Audi dealer. Folks, visit AudiUSA.com to learn more. AudiUSA.com to learn more. Audi's the official premium and electric car partner of IMCF and Inter Miami football. Messi outside of the box, and a foul. Messi threw someone to ground there. Let's see here. I believe that was a recently subbed on player. Which number I'm at your mercy, folks. That was Juan Sabrani. Luna looking for Guy Lavogi, thwarted. DePaul on it. He'll play it back to St. Clair. Near side touchline, Moura. Suarez. Suarez retreating back to the defense. Now he cuts in. Luis goes to ground and a foul. It's going to go against Yedlin. No card. Yedlin already on a yellow. 92 minutes. Welcome to the 92nd minute. 2 minutes into the allotted 7. Inter Miami up 2-0. Goal scorers in the game. Rodrigo DePaul off of a short corner assisted by Segovia. And then Luis Suarez in the 84th assisted by Herman Berterame. Inter Miami past midfield with Messi. Messi plays Luis. Luis goes to ground and another foul. That's going to be on Yedlin again. No card, but a free kick coming up. Not goal-scoring territory. Suarez asking for a second yellow on Yedlin. The former Inter Miami Heron, DeAndre Yedlin, that is. 93, welcome to the 93rd minute. 4 more minutes. Can Inter Miami see it through with a 2-0 lead? Messi and DePaul standing over the free kick. Too far to go for goal, but Messi will definitely cross it in. Messi does cross it in. Looking at that back stick for Frey, thwarted by Salt Lake. Kaliskin on it. Goalkeeper Cabral now. Messi pressing. Cabral boots it away, gets it past midfield. Header by Mikael. Now DePaul to Segovia. Segovia plays it back to Mikael, near side touchline Moura. Moura will boot it back to Dane St. Clair. St. Clair taking his time. Near side touchline, Luan. Inter Miami definitely fine with passing it around the final 3 minutes. Speaking of 93-54, 93-55, welcome into the 94th minute. 3 more minutes to play as that's a bad turnover by Luan. Gozo on it. Gozo plays it to Guy Lavogi. Gozo back on it now. Gozo shot, deflection, wicked deflection. And it goes past the goal, going to be a corner kick. Lytle Ryder Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath representing injured people and their families for 40 years. ForYourRights.com. Lytle Ryder Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath, proud sponsors of corner kicks on our Inter Miami radio network. ForYourRights.com. Now taking the corner will be Hezekani. Hezekani, left foot in swinger, headed away by Bertarame. Ball out of bounds, going to be a throw-in for Salt Lake. Luna. Hezekani. Right foot, deflected, and another corner kick presented by Lighter Rider Smith, Ivy, and Fronrat. ForYourRights.com. They've been serving injured people and their families in South Florida for over 40 years. Welcome to the 95th minute. 5 minutes into the allotted 7th. 2-0 our Herons lead over Salt Lake. Luna gets it short, cuts in. Left foot pass, Kaliskin, shot nowhere near, ended the 15th row. Dane St. Clair will take his time and maybe even get a booking. Seen it too many times in world football where the goalkeeper takes his time. They're taking him to take all the clock. St. Clair's still waiting to boot it away. He got the whistle. Now St. Clair approaches, left foot boot away. Looking for Suarez up the pitch. Won by Bertarame. And now Salt Lake's on it with Luna. Guy Lavogie. Near side touchline Gozo. 96th minute, folks. One more minute to play of the allotted 7 minutes of extra time. Guy Lavogie. Has it still. Looking for Olatunji, intercepted by the Herons. Yedlin on it. 96-21, 96-22. We're playing to 97. We'll have to see when Luc Lossier decides to blow his whistle, but cross in. Olatunji, back stick, and toward it away by Inner. That was dangerous. There's Luis Suarez now on it. 20 seconds away from 97. Far side touchline, Messi. To Paul. To Frey. Frey, cross in, deflected. Going to be a throw in, 97 on the dot. Folks, we are at the allotted extra time. And there is the final whistle. 2 goals in 2 minutes is the diff. 82nd minute, Rodrigo de Paul. 84th minute, Luis Suarez. And our Inter Miami Herons give Real Salt Lake their first home loss of the season. Inter Miami is now unbeaten in their last 8 MLS games. And how about this stat? Inter Miami on the road, 5-0-1. Inter Miami is 15 points on the road this season. We'll hear both goal-scoring highlights coming up on your post-game show. But the final score at America First Field in Salt Lake, 2-0, our Inter Miami Herons winners. Stick around for our segment of our post-game show where we'll play the goal-scoring highlights from DePaul and Suarez. This is your Inter Miami Radio Network.
For 40 years, Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has stood up for clients in South Florida communities. If you've been injured, their experienced attorneys across South Florida are ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients. There's no cost for a case evaluation and no fee unless they win. Visit ForYourRights.com. That's ForYourRights.com. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath. Proud supporters of Inter Miami FC on ESPN South Florida. Main office in Palm Beach Gardens.
Picture this, a curve in the road, a change in plans. Well, what do you say? With the all-new Audi Q3, the answer's always yes. Yes to adventure. Yes to escape. Yes to performance. Yes to comfort. Yes to right now. Because saying yes without hesitation, that's real luxury. The all-new Audi Q3, made for the yes life.
Kaiser University's flagship campus. The 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees within the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 29 national championships, including the reigning champs in swimming and diving, lacrosse, and tennis. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Water spots on the shower door again.
He sprayed, he scrubbed, he squeegeed.
What? Is that a word?
He's tried pretending not to see it.
Didn't work.
Now he wants answers.
I'm calling Culligan. They'll test my water for free and recommend a solution to fix hard water throughout the whole house.
Because some battles shouldn't be fought alone.
Schedule your free water test today at Culligan.com, serving all of South Florida.
Hey, Culligan man!
Hi, it's Evan Cohen. This is where franchises change in real time. One pick can flip everything. Hope, pressure, chaos, all of it at once. The NFL Draft is built for moments like this. Coverage of Round 1 begins Thursday at 7 right here on ESPN 106.3.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2026 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2026 Defender 110 P300S for just $909 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Whether you need batteries, tires, or services, we know you depend on your vehicle. You can depend on St. Lucie Battery and Tire with the largest inventories, expert technicians, and the best price out the door every day guaranteed. You'll drive away with confidence. Life doesn't stop, and neither should your car. St. Lucie Battery and Tire is here for you. Our experts keep your vehicle ready with batteries, tires, and service you can trust. Fast, friendly, and always reliable.
The pink smoke is in the air. This is the Inter Miami Postgame Show. Here's Mike Rizzo.
A late one here on your Inter Miami Radio Network, but it was worth the wait. Inter Miami winners 2-0. 2 goals in the 82nd minute and the 84th minute, separated by 2 minutes. Let's get into those goal-scoring highlights right now with our producer back in the City Place Studios at the downtown West Palm Beach. That is Kate Chumslin. Once again, Mike Rizzo here. I'm the voice of the Herons, and on site with me is my OG on-site producer, Oscar Gonzalez, in Salt Lake at America First Field. But I mentioned Rodrigo DePaul, goal scorer, 82nd minute. Let's take a listen. Played short to DePaul again. DePaul. On target, shot, goal! Rodrigo DePaul with an outside-the-box shot. Goal, upper 90. Take a bow. That streak is over. The 75th and odd streak for Salt Lake is over. Rodrigo DePaul. What a goal. 1-0. 81st minute. And, he did the Satoru Gojo celebration. I know you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, but it's one of my favorite animes, Jujutsu Kaisen. Ball knows ball, boys, and Rodrigo DePaul knows ball. 2 minutes later, we didn't have to wait long for this goal by Luis Suarez, who recently subbed on. DePaul immediately received it, as now Inter Miami back on it in a dangerous spot. Suarez goal! Luis Suarez shot! Goal! 83rd minute! Inter Miami up 2-0! And it looks like we're going to get all 3 points! And I would, listen, that's how you know it happened quick. I wasn't even done explaining the DePaul goal. And on the other end, Bertarame and Suarez had some serious two-man two-ball going on. And Luis with a great left foot upper 90 goal, 2-0 Inter Miami winners. Folks, we're taking our final time out. When we return, we'll wrap it up on our post-game show. We'll look ahead as Inter Miami has a home fixture coming up this weekend at New Stadium. This is your Inter Miami Radio Network.
Since 2006, EDS Air Conditioning has kept Palm Beach County comfortable through every summer, every storm, and every season in between. EDS Air Conditioning is a trained comfort specialist. It's hard to stop a train. From dial thermostats to today's smart home systems, EDS delivers reliable comfort you can count on. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, they've earned your trust. 20 years of keeping Palm Beach cool. Visit EDSisyes.com today.
For 40 years, Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath has stood up for clients in South Florida communities. If you've been injured, their experienced attorneys across South Florida are ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients. There's no cost for a case evaluation and no fee unless they win. Visit foryourrights.com. That's foryourrights.com. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fraunrath. Proud supporters of Inter Miami FC on ESPN South Florida. Main office in Palm Beach Gardens.
Hi, it's Evan Cohen. This is where franchises change in real time. One pick can flip everything. Hope, pressure, chaos, all of it at once. The NFL Draft is built for moments like this. Coverage of Round 1 begins Thursday at 7 right here on ESPN 106.3.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
Today's tax tip is brought to you by Anshin Accountants and Advisors with Andrew Cohen, Senior Manager in Anshin State and Local Tax Group.
In today's mobile world, residency is one of the most important areas of state taxation. The rules determine which states can tax your income and hinge on 2 key concepts: domicile and statutory residency. Your domicile is the state you consider your permanent home, while statutory residency can apply if you have a permanent place of abode in a state which you spent more than 183 days. At Anshin, a partner-owned firm since 1923, we help taxpayers avoid double taxation. If you're a taxpayer with ties in multiple states, looking to reduce your state tax exposure, let Anshin deliver value where others can't.
For more tax tips from Anshin, visit Anshin.com. That's ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, helping you recalculate what's possible.
Need an extra boost? With Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union, you can earn up to $700 each year with a 7.0% annual percentage yield on balances up to $10,000. That's real money for real moments, like a family getaway or treating yourself to something special. Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Requirements apply to earn the highest dividend rates. Limit 1 checking account per membership. Dividend rates and annual percentage yield subject to change. Business accounts do not qualify. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic Athletics.
The Jupiter Hammerheads and Palm Beach Cardinals are back in Jupiter all summer long. 6 days a week at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium. Come enjoy the best ticket deals and membership packages in Palm Beach County, like Silver Slugger Wednesdays, Thirsty Thursdays, Kids Club Saturdays, the Frozen Iguanas, and so much more. To purchase tickets, membership packages, and find out more information on the Jupiter Hammerheads and Palm Beach Cardinals, visit RogerDeanChevroletStadium.com.
The pink smoke is in the air. This is the Inter Miami postgame show. Here's Mike Rizzo.
All right, folks, this is going to do it from our Inter Miami Radio Network. Once again, Inter Miami winners, 2 goals in 2 minutes in the 82nd and the 84th. Rodrigo DePaul and Luis Suarez giving our Inter Miami Herons all 3 points on the road tonight. They end Real Salt Lake's streak of wins at home They had 4 wins at home. Every single game they played at America First Field was a win until our Herons showed up. And also, Inter Miami broke the streak of Salt Lake not conceding a goal from the 75th minute and on. So all 3 points going to our Herons tonight on the West Coast. And that'll wrap up Inter Miami's West Coast trip. Winners in Colorado 3-2 and winners in Salt Lake 2-0. The next time we will talk to you will be this Saturday as Inter Miami hosts New England. I will be back at New Stadium coming up this Saturday, and I'm looking forward to giving you some Inter Miami Radio Network action. For Mike Rizzo, or rather for Oscar Gonzalez, here on site with me at America First Field, and Kate Chumsland back at the City Place Studios in downtown West Palm Beach, I am Mike Rizzo. This has been your Inter Miami Radio Network. Final score, Inter Miami winners 2-0 in Salt Lake. We'll talk to you on Saturday. Everyone have a great and safe night. Thanks for listening. We'll see you later. Goodbye.
Picture this, a curve in the road, a change in plans. Well, what do you say? With the all-new Audi Q3,